Upon 2,000 housing units at the moment, we are targeting 10,000 housing units to be executed through direct intervention, as in this case, PPP or BOT. Those are the strategies we put in place. This housing unit here holds 515 units. They are all 3-bedroom ensuites. It's a low-cost housing estate. We have one other location at AKWA that holds 300. We have another location at the AKWA that hosts another 300. 200 in Ikorobasi, 200 in Oron, 200 in Abak. That's scattered over the first set of the local government that we acquired when we became a state. Those are the major cities. So we are targeting 10,000 housing units. We are hoping that at completion, the housing unit will be given first line to public servants. It's the intention of this government that all public servants should retire at the point of, at retirement should go back to their houses and not rented apartments. And for that reason, we have returned the state to the National Housing Fund, which was discontinued in 2002 before we came. The hope is that at the end of the day, we will be able to empower public servants who are contributors to that fund to take advantage of the loan available through that source to buy into this property. Only the builder's cost will be the cost that is expected, because the government intends to provide the infrastructure. At the moment, road construction has already been awarded to Stemco Construction Company. So they are hoping to start work immediately. And then electricity has also been awarded, and then water also has also been awarded. So we are hoping that all this will take off immediately. The cost at the moment, the cost at the point of commencement was 9 million a unit. It's a 3-bedroom flat ensuite. But in course of time, we've discovered that there are changes in the cost of materials, and we are hoping that about 1.52 million is going to be added to the actual cost. That will take us to 11 million. Yes, so 11 million for 2,000 housing units. That should be the cost for the builder's cost only. Each. That is without infrastructure. That's what I mean by builder's cost.
This is no doubt a good initiative. I am Olawale Okuni, veteran Olawale Okuni. I speak for PRONACO, Pro National Conference Organization. This is no doubt a very good initiative to house the people of AKWA IBOM. But then, we do not know when this commenced, and when you intend to finish this, you can see that this place is bushy. We do not know the kind of facilities that will be put in here for the convenience of the people. And also, I'd like to know what format or what form of project is this? Is this also targeted to empower the people of AKWA IBOM in terms of contractors? Is it direct labor, or you brought in contractor from abroad, etc.? So we need to know all this, because for us, the people of Nigeria must be empowered, and the element of corruption in some of the projects that we see is so alarming that we find them unacceptable. So I'd like you to explain. Thanks.
Well, I don't know elements of corruption you are talking about there, but let me not devote my energy on that. Honorable Minister, this project is a direct intervention by the AKWA IBOM state government, and it is all executed by the AKWA IBOM people, one after the other. We call them resource persons. All of them, on every site, are executed by AKWA IBOM state people, directly supervised by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal. And the facilities we are expecting here are all facilities that should be expected in a modern housing estate. And we, like I said, we're going to provide road network. We have a very elaborate road network for this estate. We are providing electricity, we are providing water, we are providing school at this location, we are providing market at this location, we are providing games environments, that some parks, mini parks, green areas, at this location. It is an up-to-date definition of what you can have in any housing estate.
Well, in any case, even the location is very strategic. As you can see, it's only 2 minutes away from the major road, which leads to the Le Meridian. And as the commissioner has pointed out, the contract for the road network has been awarded. Work will commence very soon. And the other sites and services, of course, will be provided. So this will be a standard modern housing estate, but a low-cost housing estate. And as he said, we are targeting civil servants, public servants, and our citizens who cannot afford houses in the other housing estates. Thank you.
My question is, what categories of civil servants should benefit from this? And then secondly, in terms of cluster of houses, the nation now is witnessing security challenges. What are you doing in regards having a small police post and probably a little fire unit somewhere just in case, or a clinic or something? Just what are you doing about that?
As we speak, what part of our design for this place is a fence all around this place. It's an 82-hectare land, and up before we turn, you see the major security infrastructure that we have there. The Aduma, headquarters is just a stone throw from this location, and beyond that, we, like I said, whether you are dealing with and when we are dealing with a modern housing estate of this nature, of this magnitude, definitely there will be a small police station. So we also have made provision for a police station within this location. And of course, the categories of civil servants are anyone beyond, below the category of a permanent secretary. Below the, because we expect that every parent secretary would have been able to have a house of their own, so we are not targeting them at this location.
Yes, I think one final point is that what we have just seen, he mentioned 5-6 other locations. So this is typical because we may not have time to look at the other ones. And as he said, we are targeting a total of 10,000. But under this phase, we are building 2,000. I thank you.
Not yet. Yes.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I just want to know the conditions for allocation. Thank you.
When I come to low-cost housing provisions such as this, what concerns me sometimes is how closely built they are together, even if they're for low-income people. Is there something in the design template that says that they cannot have fences, that there cannot be more spaces? People can't fight, have arguments with their wives in a place like this. And also, at the cost of 11 million, because your neighbors will hear, that's why I'm saying that. At the cost of 11 million, what will it cost? What will it cost people to actually get a place here? Because the building cost is already 11 million. Thank you. Okay.
We have learned of.
You talked about the category of civil servants that will get this. What percentage of this my fees? I'm Bilkisu Abdurazak Oduoye, NTA. We've heard many times when they say low-cost housing, at the end of the day, it's not so low cost. If at the cost of building of 11 million, how much is it going to be going for the civil servants? And then, how it will be the modality for payment? Will it be like 30% of their salaries? Thank you.
That's your question.
I'm Benjamin Kibwango from Rural Development Initiative. I just want to find out whether you have the same prototype housing like this at the rural level. Thank you.
It's a very, very good program. Very, very good. Housing is one of the basic needs of man, and outside food and clothing. The next basic need is housing. And of all the species that man has made, is human beings that live in their own houses. I think it's very, very important that we provide houses for people. And we have gross housing shortages in the country. Recently, the federal government passed a new housing policy, which includes social housing. That is housing for the poorest of the poor, creating infrastructure for them. I know that this estate is for middle-income earners, because maybe by the time you finish site and services, the build-out cost is 11 million. By the time you finish site and services and provide infrastructure, it may go up to about 13, 15 million. Okay, so if government is going to give subsidy, that will be fine. So I believe that if you continue, you get 10,000 houses for AKWA IBOM state workers and citizens, that will bring the pressure down significantly. Also, there's a need to, don't allow, because Uyo is not developing as a modern city, so you can't allow slums around it. So the more you develop the surrounding environment, into proper housing and plan them, it means that the city will grow. The pressure in the city center will reduce, but still the surrounding city will also be something that is decent for people to live in. So 2,000 at a start is a very good initiative, and I believe that we must continue to build houses. The other point is what policy does government have in place to attract the private sector to build their own houses, through mortgage? Do you have a policy of land allocation for people to develop site and services, and then the well-to-do can build their houses? Once you have site and services and infrastructure provided, those plots people will just buy and keep building on their own. That way you are going to complement what government is doing directly and also make money from there to subsidize the one you are building for the poor. I believe if you can take those two policies, a lot of possibilities are there for you to engage the private sector to expand the provision of housing.
Well, thank you, Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister is right, and I want to say that because of the actions taken by AKWA IBOM state government in turning the state into a destination, already we have noticed that there's an influx of people from all over Nigeria who are coming to settle and to take positions in AKWA IBOM states. We have another estate, the one we call the IBOM, the Shelter Africa estates. And that estate is being expanded, and that model that you just described is exactly the model we have adopted. People are building houses. If you go there, you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at the pace of development. And I want to say, with every sense of responsibility, the Governor Akpabio administration is setting standards. So, that applies to every project embarked upon by this administration. If you come back in another 1 year, you'll be amazed at what you'll find here in terms of the final quality of delivery, landscaping, road network, and so on. The question the lady asked, you see, if you stand here, you may not appreciate the spaces between the buildings. That's what usually happens. If you are building a house, when it is not fenced, you cannot appreciate the space. Okay, the consultant is here. The consultant, architect Yaituk, you want to comment?
Honorable Minister, I'm sure
about spaces and quarrels between husbands and wives.
you know what will excite you more, sir, is apart from the quality of the building that the SSG has just said, which is very, very correct. This is one of the most perfect models of wealth creation and poverty alleviation in Nigeria of all the projects.
He's an expert in housing. So, Honorable Minister, I want to assure you that we believe that the private sector will take advantage. When you are driving out of the Lay Meridian, if you look to the right, there's a housing estate coming up. Government has nothing to do with it. It is all private sector. It's promoted by the private sector, and it is working. And the same thing along Oron Road, at the end of the Mbiabong housing estate. There's another private sector-driven housing estate, and I understand workers from the oil industries, they came together, and of course, any group, company from the private sector who are serious and who can show us evidence that they're serious, they'll be given land immediately to develop housing estates. We'll support the initiative. We've done that already. I've given you 3-4 examples. Thank you.
You still haven't answered the women's questions. Is this estate compact to reduce quarrels or to promote theater?
Honourable Minister, we have enough space for all of them to be taken care of. And we have this estate in many other towns in Akwa Ibom State, not in the urban areas. Akwa Ibom State is a very compact state, so we expect that there's no part of the town, yes, of the state you cannot get to you in 30-40 minutes. So we are developing all the flanks equally, as we are doing in Uyo. So we have in Ikorekben, like I said, we have in Ikorabasi, we have in Abak, we have in Oron. We are going to do one in Itu. We are doing one by the airports. So that's how it is.
All right.